It's a case that has taken 13 years with many protracted legal impediments along the way. Last week, the JSC ruled that Hlophe was guilty of gross misconduct following a complaint that he tried to influence two constitutional court judges in the case of former President Jacob Zuma. A judge may be removed by Parliament, and this will be for the first time for the country. The JSC report will now be referred to the Justice Committee for consideration.
The letter will be referred and all the accompanying documentation. We also have in that package both the majority and the minority reports. All of these matters will then be sent to the Portfolio Committee on Justice, and then the Portfolio Committee on Justice, from the briefing which I have received will then consider procedural aspects, and then they will then report to us once they have completed that work.
It is a very serious matter. It's the first time since the adoption of the Constitution that we are confronted with this kind of situation. I agree with Mr. Singh that we will have to look at the voting procedure. It's 2/3 majority, it's not 75%. That's needed when a decision is taken.
We agree with you that the letter indeed, as you have referred it to the Justice Portfolio Committee, that's the relevant committee to refer it to. As for the matter, as for the issue of voting in the Chief Whip's Forum, we were briefed that the ICT are still working on the voting process, the hybrid voting process, and for both, if it will be a secret ballot and voting will be physical, so to consider the virtual voting secret ballot as well.
Is it possible that members from it, taking the seriousness of the matter before us, that members of all political parties that want to participate in any process before this is brought to the House for any decision?
With regards to the smaller parties not being represented on the committee, unfortunately, this is one of the drawbacks that the smaller parties have, and that's why they are represented by other parties.
It requires a 2/3 majority to remove a judge, and if that is successful, the decision of the House is sent to the President to assent. Parliament will investigate the secret vote request, although it is not a constitutional requirement, as well as a request for electronic voting. Research bodies on judicial accountability say the matter must be finalized without delay. Ulelane Philip, SABC News, Parliament.